the Tarawera River, which is on the Maori tribal land, and as you can see, there's a lot of vegetation growing along the edges of the river, these tall reedy plants, and this is a sign of a wetland. We have a water source here, and then we have the soil that is very wet being next to the water, and then the plants growing, and that's a wetland.
Hey guys, here we are at the Travis Wetlands. Travis Wetlands are outside of Christchurch, which is a large city in the South Island of New Zealand. Christchurch, the area we're in Christchurch, is really suburbs, kind of like where you guys are in Pennsylvania. Now, this wetland behind me, as you can see, there's houses in the distance, and the houses actually surround all of the wetlands. The city of Christchurch preserved these wetlands because they recognized the need that the wetlands have to preserve the water quality in the city.
This is a plant from the Travis Wetlands, and you guys can notice here the really short root system. Most plants, the roots will go down very far into the soil, but in the Travis Wetlands, the water is so high that the roots only have to be this long. In drier areas, the plant roots need to go deeper down to find the water, but in the wetlands, the water is already at the top.
This is really gushy, wet.
Squeeze the whole thing.
Oh.
Soil. This isn't even a wet day, guys. This is normal. This is what wetlands should be like. That's why they're wetlands.
So the wetlands has many native species, but it also has invasive species. Now, invasive species are bad because they eat the food and dirty the water for the native species, and sometimes they make the native species go extinct. One type of invasive species is the redfish.
Now, the redfish was accidentally introduced to Travis Wetlands. They're having a huge problem with them here now. There are so many of them that they're eating all the food for all the other fish and wiping all the other fish out. Therefore, we're losing a lot of species that normally are supposed to be here.
Hey guys, a lot of you might recognize this tree behind me. Here in New Zealand it's called toi toi, but in the United States it's called Phragmite. Now it's native to New Zealand, and if you see it in the United States, it's actually invasive there. And it's kind of destroying and killing out a lot of the cattails around the area. So if you see it in the United States, it's invasive. However, here it's native to New Zealand.
If you guys can see behind me, all of this green back here, this is watercress. Now, normally, watercress is a good thing in a wetland. However, when you have an overabundance of nutrients because there's not enough plants around to take over, you get an extreme amount of this watercress, and what it starts to do is choke out everything else and destroys other species. Guys, I want you to look down right below me. Now, do you remember any of the watercress that we just saw? Well, what happens after the watercress starts getting taken over is you have this type of area.
Now this area, because it's so wet, is starting to form almost like a bog. And the soil that Liz and I are standing on is really, really soft, and it creates this sound when we jump on it.
Tidal wetlands are found along the coast, near oceans and estuaries. The types of plants found in tidal wetlands are grasses like the maram grass and the pingoa grass.
Hey guys, this is Liz and I here at the Orokai Karako Cave and Thermal Park. Now you may not notice it, but this is actually a wetland here. You know it's a wetland because it has water, soil, and water, soil, and plants and organisms. Now the water that's coming out of the ground here is really hot, which makes it difficult for a lot of organisms to live here. However, there are several types of bacteria and organisms that can survive here.
The extreme organisms that live here are actually called thermophiles. It's because of the extreme heat, thermo, that they can live here. Now, all of the orange that is here is actually colonies of this bacteria that's living together. As you can also see, there are flies flying around that live and coexist with the rest of the bacteria. One way to give back to the environment is to create your own wetland. This farmer created his own wetland on the side of his farm by planting 15,000 plants.